The Wave, and today I'm drinking a matcha iced latte with pumpkin cold foam.
My name is Grant. I am the web design, layout, and opinions editor for The Wave, and I am drinking a selection of, courtesy of the other two editors for me, a pumpkin cream cold brew.
Do you like it?
I haven't taken a sip so far.
Let's do it.
So we'll have to find out.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Little taste test.
I do like it.
You do?
I do like it.
Oh, good.
Because it does still taste like coffee.
Mustache.
Do I? Normally I just taste regular coffee, so I like that I can still taste the coffee, even if it's a little
We've broken the
pumpkin-y.
barrier, ladies.
I know. And as always, we're here with Miss Scott. Do you want to introduce what you got drinking there?
Unfortunately, no pumpkin, although it's my favorite flavor. It's a skinny hot vanilla latte with a lot of Splenda, which is probably going to be the cause of my kidney stones, which will send me into a spiral. But for right now, I'm drinking it.
On this special episode, we'll be discussing some spooky topics, such as our favorite Halloween traditions here at MIA, our Halloween costumes, and both the recent and upcoming holiday events here at Marco Island Academy. So, without further ado, Grant.
Let's talk a latte.
Okay, so first, let's all talk a little bit about each of our costumes.
I think Helena should start.
So basically, I wanted to dress as like my favorite person in the world. So today I'm dressed as myself.
I like the confidence. I do.
Thank you.
I like it very much.
I am dressed as a vampire. You can't see it on the podcast, but I have a very, very, very tight corset, which I regret wearing because I cannot breathe. Then I just have this necklace actually that I got a few years ago, which I thought it fits so well. It's like a little pearl necklace, and then it has like red gems that make it look like blood dripping down. So like not too gory, but like, you know, kind of enough to get the message out.
Beautifully gory, though.
Beautifully
gory.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm just I have fangs. I didn't wear them for the podcast though because I have a lisp when I wear them. But yeah, Grant, what you got going on?
I have a coordinating outfit with our principal, Miss Scott. Today we are wearing inflatable dinosaur costumes for now.
Grant, let's add. It looks like we're riding the dinosaurs.
Inflatable costumes
make
where
sure
we
the
are
visuals
riding the
there.
dinosaurs.
Riding the dinosaurs.
Riding the dinosaurs.
And Grant didn't agree. I named mine Bruno, and Bruno is actually with us, sitting next to me at the podcast. Sometimes I wish we could see. And Grant doesn't want to name his. He didn't see a reason.
I've not come up with a name for the dinosaur.
I didn't see a reason not to name the dinosaur. So I guess it's just our personalities a little bit. But yes, I enjoy being a dinosaur wrangler.
Aw, cute.
Okay, so here at MIA we have a yearly Halloween tradition of allowing students to wear their Halloween costumes to school. So I want to ask all of you guys, what are some of our favorite student Halloween costumes we've seen? And like the most memorable ones?
I don't know if it was like an official Halloween costume or not, but do you remember, I think it was my sophomore year? Michelle dressed up as like the Flash.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't Halloween. She just dressed up as the Flash like during October and was just running around the school with like a speaker going up to random people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my one of many memories of her because she was just such an outgoing like
I like how she'd make up her own spirit days. That's, I don't know, she's a little bit of an inspiration to me because we kind of understand each other in that way. I mean, I'd probably wear a Bruno maybe like a random day in second semester just because I miss him. I liked when a group from Montgomery's mentoring did Winnie the Pooh and that family, and they all had the balloon to me that's like about the culture too, but I thought that was really sweet too. So I like that. But yeah, Michelle, or she made that big I don't think it was Halloween either, but she made the like Southern lady dress with the
Ball
big
gown?
with the big corset underneath, like the hoop skirt corset. So I like that a lot too. That was pretty good.
People have worn the full body inflatable dinosaur on Halloween before. I have seen people wear it. I'm not sure how they did anything in class on those days, but I think it's a classic.
My personal favorite Halloween costume that I've seen today is Medney's Steve Harvey
Yes.
costume, which is
I
the
haven't
best
seen
thing
that.
I've ever seen. I
It's
think.
amazing.
I just looked up from my desk and I saw her sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, Steve Harvey is in my class.
And she's like rocking it with such confidence.
She really
I feel like
is.
Steve Harvey is here. I
know.
agree with you.
It's so well done.
She just needs the little flashcards now.
Yeah.
So do we prefer? I know that there's like there's two roads you can go on for Halloween costumes. You can either go like gory or scary or whatever, and then you can do like just stupid or funny, like
Like
Steve Harvey, and then like
Yeah.
So do you guys prefer, like when you were little or like even now, do you prefer doing like a scary route with your costumes or something different?
I actually have. This is so me. So there's a picture. I have twin sisters who are 2.5 years younger, and there's a picture of us when we were little, and they're dressed in like these sweet, like gorgeous little costumes, like twins. How cute are you? And I'm a mad scientist with blood, like dripping down my face. And I was like, Mom, why would you make me the mad scientist? She's like, Melissa, you picked that costume. So I don't know why when I was young was I like, I want to be a not just a mad scientist, like a dripping with blood mad scientist. Now I think I tend to gravitate more like towards like the fun. I mean, riding an inflatable dinosaur. But I think I gravitate in between. I think there's a third category too, like where girls see Halloween and they're like, oh. Maybe it's after hours Halloween, but like I think I've bypassed that too. Because like if I could go out tonight, it wasn't a school night, I'd probably still rock Bruno. Like I wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
because I'd love to be like the annoying girl out, like with Bruno, and the other girl's like, oh my gosh, stop. I'd be like, watch out for Bruno's tail. So, but yeah, more fun maybe now. But yeah, I was a mad scientist when I was like 7. I don't know, dripping with blood. And a bald head, by the way. Bald head, curly hair in the back, receding hairline, and dripping with blood.
I feel like the funny ones are the most memorable sometimes.
Exactly,
You know what I
they
mean?
are.
When we just are talking about our favorite Halloween costumes just a moment ago, the first ones that come to mind are Steve Harvey, The Flash, inflatable dinos. I think those just sometimes are the most memorable, even if the scary ones are the more well done costumes.
I actually got kicked. This was like first grade. I got kicked out of a first grade Halloween party because I was like you when I was little. Like it was so strange. I always had to be like the goriest, most terrifying costume. Like I was 7 years old and I walked into the Halloween store and I saw, have you seen The Walking Dead?
Yes.
Any of you?
Yes.
You know the very first episode where that little girl is like in a bunny, like, pajamas and then she gets shot in the head? Yeah. I was like, I want to be that. So I was literally that girl. Like I had a bullet wound in my head and everything. And I have a photo of it. I'll probably insert it into this podcast, honestly.
Please.
Um,
If I could find Mad Scientist, I'll share that one too.
yeah, we'll
Okay.
insert it. But like it was so gory and it was so well done too. Like it genuinely looked like I could be like, a cadaver. But I walk into this, I'll name drop. It was Sienna Miller's Halloween party. And I walk in and all the moms, because, it's like, we're 7. We're not going to be like alone having a party together. So like all the moms are there too and everything like that. And I walk in with my mom and all the moms are just staring at me because they're like, their daughters are in like their cute little fairy Tinkerbell costumes. And I walk in looking like roadkill. And everyone's just like looking at my mom like, what? And she's like, no, she wanted to be this.
Yeah,
I didn't
This
yeah.
is chosen.
Yeah, so I've always taken that route, and it still shows today. But yeah,
I like it though. I
Yeah.
can't believe you got kicked out.
I didn't. I don't know if we got kicked out, but I know that we left. I think my
Well,
mom was just like,
The pressure. I mean.
yeah.
Mhm.
Judgy.
But I like
Very.
to say we get kicked out for drama. But
No,
yeah.
but judgment can also you can feel kicked out.
Mhm,
Believe me. You're like, okay, I'm going somewhere else.
But it's a good story.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm usually a more of a like cutesy, lighthearted costume kind of girl. Like I remember I've dressed as like a bear when I was little, which my mom did was so cute. And like Katy Perry because I loved Katy Perry so much when I was little.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I just don't like horror movies. I get scared really easily, so I think if I did something scary, I'd like look in the mirror and be scared
Scare
myself.
yourself.
But this year, like today, I'm gonna be like a creepy clown.
Look
So
at you.
I'm taking a little bit of a turn from my usual attire.
I like you're
so.
finding something deep inside there.
Do you guys have like a favorite Halloween costume that you've ever done?
Grant, do you?
I always I did trick or treat as a kid. but it was never really like a huge deal for me. I don't remember all of my Halloween costumes, but there's one from when I was in elementary school that I still really remember, just because it made me feel really excited at the time, and that was when I went as a stormtrooper from Star Wars. But it was kind of like a nice stormtrooper outfit, to be honest with you. Like it was pretty well made, and it was fun, and I had a good time as a kid. And I think when you wear I was Indiana Jones as a kid too. I think when you wear like those kinds of costumes, the adults they give you more candy because they recognize it and they like to remember those movies. So I remember that year having a good time trick-or-treating, being a stormtrooper. That's my favorite.
Back when the costumes were given to me before I could pick Mad Scientist, and the twins weren't more important than me, I had this like curly, my mom curled my hair and made me the Tooth Fairy, and my twin sisters were Teeth. So I was like, I felt like, look
how does one dress up like a tooth?
Okay, so, and like out of cardboard, they made the teeth and covered them in
That
tin
is
foil.
so
So I had matching little teeth on each side, but I was like the Golden Princess Tooth Fairy with my wand and a yellow dress and curly hair, a crown, and they were the teeth. Then, of course, the perfect twins grew up, you know, and then, but for one golden moment, that was the Tooth Fairy.
You got one, Shmelina?
I don't even know if I have a favorite costume. I don't think I've ever done something that's like so amazing, but I'd say probably my Katy Perry outfit. I loved it so much that I like would try to wear pieces of the costume like at regular
Yeah,
times.
sometimes it's just fun.
Please
Like,
tell
you
me
just
it's
like the
cool.
costume. Yeah.
Wearing these like blue snakeskin pants that I wore.
Please tell me there's a picture of that one.
There probably is somewhere. I'll have to dig it out of our family iPad.
Please, please.
But yeah, I would wear it to like regular school, so I think that was definitely my most memorable for sure, and probably my favorite, at least at the time.
Annabelle?
Kind of on the same route as the Walking Dead costume. I have always been like obsessed with like cold cases and like unsolved murders, or at least I was when I was little.
As, as an elementary schooler does.
Yeah, no, I was actually in 7th grade, Grant, so a little bit older. But do you know the case of the Black Dahlia?
Yes.
Yeah, I was
love-
that. I did like, I got this huge black wig that was like super curly, but it was actually really high quality. Like it looked real. So I had like black hair, and then I got this like 1940s little dress and these like pumps, heels, and it was a really good costume. And I had like, of course, I had the like smile carved into my face. But like you said, Grant, you know how parents tend to give more candy to costumes that they recognize. I would walk by and everyone would just be like, "What are you supposed to do?" Like, what?
Like, here's a piece of candy.
Yeah.
I was a tactical kid. I was trying to get like the most possible candy after every
Strategic.
I was a strategic kid.
Yeah. Were you like they leave the bowl on the doorstep, dump it all into your bag kind of guy, or just like a?
Oh no.
Because I was not that person.
I at least have a heart. I'll tell you that
Okay,
much.
good,
Whenever it says
good.
take one, I take one. But I would plan out my route every single year,
Oh my God.
and
yeah.
I would think really carefully about where which houses to visit, because I knew the ones that would only give you
Exactly.
one piece and the ones that would give you a full handful, and I would maximize candy output every single
For
year.
sure.
It's very systematic.
It's
Very
like in
cinematic.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid when they like plan out. Roderick's like, "No, you got to go to this
Yes.
neighborhood because like they give you the big candy bars," and then
It's
they
just
get
like that.
yeah, just like that. So on a slightly on the same topic, I guess. So I know that we're all like slightly, depending on how you look on it, like above the age that an average trick-or-treater would be. Looking back on it, do you think that trick-or-treating is like overrated at all, or do you wish that you would have spent your time somewhere else?
Absolutely not. I do not think that trick or treating is overrated. It's like probably one of the most like fun like holiday activities you can do as a kid, because like who doesn't want to walk around a neighborhood dressed up and just get free candy from people? Like it's amazing. And I'm pretty sure every kid in the world likes candy. So and I tried to trick or treat like for as many years as I could. I think I still went in like 8th grade.
Yeah.
Oh wait, actually we went kind of freshman year.
We
We
did.
trick or treated just a little bit.
That was weird. There was like
Yeah, we definitely got some weird looks because we were all
Yeah.
like 16 and 17 and still getting candy, but it's okay. I enjoyed it, so
Yeah.
no regrets.
yeah.
I feel like it's like perfectly rated, I would say. I don't think it's overrated. I don't think it's underrated. I feel like it's just something that, you know, rolls around for kids to do every Halloween, and it's fun. Like I wouldn't trade trick or treating as a kid for anything, but it, you know, hasn't left a lasting impact on me or anything, but it was a really fun, memorable part of being a kid.
That's a good way to put it.
Being a kid.
And especially because, well, this is a little different for you, Helena, because like you grew up in an area where, you know, like each holiday has their own activities associated with it. Like, you know, if you're up in the north, like you were, you know, Christmas, like you go ice skating and you go like caroling in the snow and like sledding and all that stuff. We in Florida don't really have like anything like that because we don't get snow.
No,
So,
especially
like,
not on Marco Island too.
yeah.
Right.
So I feel like growing up, Halloween was like the one holiday that like there was actually like a set
Yeah.
tradition. Like I
Mhm.
knew we had to do something.
Yes.
So I looked forward to it always. But
Let's keep some traditions too.
Yeah.
I mean, so many things have gone online. Let's let kids dress up and feel safe and hang out together outside. They've been doing it for so long. I hope that it's something that stays. And then as you get older, I used to take my cousins trick or treating. This will date me. And now that cousin just got married. You know, they're getting married, but it's so cute to think of them in their costumes and just. I think you just hold on to childhood as long as you can. I don't care how long kids trick or treat as long as they're doing it and like having fun with their friends and not stealing the candy or like pushing the little kids over to get to it. So I think it's sweet.
Those are the best childhood photos. Can I just say that? I feel like everybody has a couple childhood photos of them in some kind of Halloween costume that end up somewhere in your
It's true.
older life, and you have to be able to take those photos, folks. You
Exactly.
can't
Yeah.
not have a Halloween costume photo.
So besides trick or treating, though, what are some of our favorite Halloween activities now? Since none of us really trick or treat anymore.
I have gotten really into like for the past 2 years. I hadn't really like gone out because I don't want to trick or treat, and also like I just kind of I didn't really have anywhere to like do or anywhere to go. So I was like, oh, I'll make a tradition out of it. So I actually made it a tradition of watching like old classic slashers. Like I watched I think Friday the 13th last year, and then I watched Scream this year. Like just like those really cheesy like 80s 90s slasher movies. They're so bad, but they're so addicting, and it just like it gets you in the spirit, you know. So that is something that I've been incorporating into my tradition a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a horror movie kind of gal, so I stay away from that. But I do like carving pumpkins with friends. Is I'd say like one of my favorite things, or like baking. You know those like Pillsbury cookies that have like the pumpkins on them. That and like a movie night. That's like the most fun like fall activity you can do as like a teenager.
I watch those movies too. So I have like some OCD about it too. So all of October I have like old slashers on, or the fun ones like Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus, even random this one called Twitches where they're like twin witches. I love that in the background. And then starting November 1st, it's my holiday season. It's all Hallmark, baby. And I only watch Hallmark for November and December. So,
Oh yeah.
and I love just being with the kids. Like the Fall Festival, I know we're going to talk about that, but anything I can do that reminds me of being a mom since I'm not one. So watching like kids carve pumpkins or paint the pumpkins or even apple bobbing. I just like stuff, things like that that are like old traditions that I can be around the kids for. So.
I'm also not a horror movie person, so I don't watch horror movies all the time. But I do like to we bake a pumpkin pie every single year.
Oh,
I think
that's
that's a nice one.
Mhm.
We do some pumpkin carving. We make a pumpkin pie around Halloween because I don't trick or treat anymore, and I've never really gone to Halloween parties or stuff like that. So I would say number one, we make pumpkin related stuff, and then Christmas decorating. We get new Christmas decorations that we set up for Christmas. I won't get into all that right now, but October 31st, that's my tradition.
Yep. And then we also, Helen and I actually just went to Halloween Horror Nights with a few of the other editors. I like going to like, you know, spooky events like that where like you get scared. Like the corn maze is a big one here. I know the fairground had a few years ago, they had like an actual haunted house. I just love traditions like that because I love Halloween Horror Nights, and for the past few years I've gone, it's just They had like a really good Stranger Things house.
Did
and,
they?
Like
Yeah,
it was
amazing.
so fun. So I want to keep that up because it's a nice way to like hang out with your friends too. And also that was like the first outing that a lot of the editors, the few of us that went, like we actually got to know each other a lot better. And it was like a nice bonding experience too. So I definitely want to like incorporate more of those activities.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so switching topics a little bit. Here at school, the annual fall festival recently happened, and what were some of your favorite memories from that day?
I was happy with the turnout because with volleyball, of course, I'm going to encourage people to go to that game. I mean, we don't get to the semifinals often. And with the PSAT day and my senior's virtual learning day, but we had so many little kids come, and that was my favorite part. So I'm glad it's kind of switched the focus there. So the costumes, families came. There was a little boy, and he was dressed as Batman. I shout out to him. I believe he was Batman too. So he was doing the little moves and watching the joy because they really believe they're in those costumes. A girl was here visiting her great grandma, and she just didn't have anyone to carve a pumpkin. So I was like, "Do you want some help?" And so that for me, personally too, that was a moment and then I'm like, get your hands in there and take the gook out. Like, you don't need a spoon. Like, let's go old fashioned here. So to help her carve the pumpkin and just the families that said thank you. And that was really fun to have it in our building on the mezz. It was really, really sweet. So it was like the painting of the pumpkins and just everybody being here on a Friday night. It was amazing to welcome the community in here rather than them go somewhere else. So I love the little kids. So that was really fun.
I didn't know that it was open to like the public. I thought
me neither.
I know. I thought it was just like something for like the school to do. So that's really cool.
That's a big change we're trying to make too because with all our kids are so busy doing so many activities and things. So like let's try that out. And I liked that change because of course anyone that went here was welcome too. But it was it was everyone's so busy. So I was like, it was so cute.
Did a lot of MIA students still show up, or was it mostly the younger kids?
I had a lot of help. So through Interact, I had a lot of kids here to help, but it was mostly community and younger kids, which I like that vibe a lot.
Yeah.
It was like summer safe on a Friday and just fun. Just fun. I mean, you should have seen them try to play Twister and Limbo. Then they were just dancing. One little girl was obsessed with the music, and I'm like, so it was really sweet.
What other holiday activities do we have coming up at MIA? I know that we have the Festival of Nations, and then Girls International is actually starting a penny drop tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, want to talk a little bit about that?
So the penny drop will happen, and I'm excited. Is that a competition? I'll explain that. Can you explain that a little bit for people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a charity that we really love to work with and donate to is the Women's Shelter for Children and Women up in Naples. So we were trying to find a way to raise money for it that could include the whole school, that could also run for a longer amount of time, because we did the clothing drive and that was amazing. I loved how much we got from that, but fundraising wise it's a little difficult to make enough to actually support a cause within like the day of a bake sale or something like that, especially like considering the supplies that we would need, because it is a little bit expensive to put on a bake sale when everyone has to buy all the stuff to make. So it's like, do you really want to spend more than you might actually potentially end up making to donate? So we were kind of brainstorming with it, and then we remembered that the middle school actually had a tradition of doing a penny drop thing. Do you remember that?
Of course I do.
Yeah, in the jars. So they got those huge water jugs, and then every grade level is assigned a different jug, and then they drop pennies in, and pennies actually add to your score, and then you can add like dollars, silver coins to other people's jars, and that detracts from or subtracts from the other grade's points.
Total.
So we wanted to do that, and then we're actually getting the jugs from the courtesy of the middle school, because we didn't know how expensive those jugs are.
Isn't that crazy?
They were like $30 for a little, like not a little, but like
gallon jugs are $30.
A gallon, those huge things are like $30, and we were like,
which detracts from what you'd be able to
I
get.
did not know that.
Exactly. So Helen was like, oh, well, she has ties in the middle school.
Right.
So she actually messaged Miss Heidenreich, and she was like, oh, we're doing the drive, like, until this time. And we were originally going to do it at the beginning of this month. But because we couldn't get them from the middle school because they were in the middle of it, we actually ended up just doing it tomorrow on November 1st. And then we'll run that all the way until the end of November. So I believe it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be grade levels. And then we'll have a bucket for the staff as well. So I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out. So, yeah.
And I actually, if you think about the timing with women, it's the November and December are the times that they have the need the most. So I love that you're running it now. And I encourage and I hope that people will really get behind it, not just for the competition, but because they understand the purpose. Purpose is really important to me. And November and December, it's just, you think about Thanksgiving and then the holidays, and we're all really lucky that don't have the need of a shelter or for our children too. And so I think it's a really important purpose and a cause. And I hope that people get behind it.
Me too.
So I'm really proud that the group is doing that for that cause. So,
So then we have Festival of Nations too.
Yeah, and I hope that everyone will contribute and have a good time because that is something that the whole school can do. And that's going to come so fast. That's why I'm saying that. Like, tomorrow is November. And then we have, like, literally, like, we have, like, 2.5 weeks until the Thanksgiving break, so. And then,
It's really it's going by fast.
I know I need seniors to really kind of look at that perspective because we come back from that and then it's December. And then first semester will come to a close. But we'll be doing a toy drive too for families that aren't able to give any Christmas gifts under the tree. So that's really important to me too because they get to wrap them and feel like, hey, this is what we were able to do for our kids. So we'll turn those in at the Christmas parade. So all that fun stuff. Santa's arrival's coming up. He arrives at MA the day after Thanksgiving.
Right.
The parade. So, I mean, anything that anybody wants to do, we just are going to be very busy giving back in the next couple months. So.
I love Festival of Nations so much because not only is the food fantastic, but also it's so amazing and interesting to see, like, the talent that people have in the school, too. Like, so many different cultures. Like, I loved that one girl who sang in Irish, I believe. You know, she sang some, like, traditional song. That was so
like
fantastic.
out of nowhere too. All of a sudden, yes.
I know. She was like a little freshman, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how she has the courage to do that, but it was amazing, and it was so cool. And then like Anthony Grossi sang a few years ago in Italian. That was so fun. But I love participating in it too. So yeah, I just love it. It's just such a fun day, and it's like something to look forward to, and yeah, I'm excited for that.
And I hope people will show their talents. I know they get nervous or the whole school's watching, but takes a lot of courage to do that, and the people that aren't participating. So it's so if you have a talent, show it off because everybody else is not showing it off. So I love to see people out there.
There's always support in the bleachers
always.
too. You know, anyone that's ever performed on stage for the Festival of Nations, we know how hard it is, and it's fun. So it's a fun event for the rest of us, even those of us who aren't performing on stage. So there's always a lot of cheering, a lot of support, and I think that's just like a nice tradition to have.
Yes,
to be honest.
I love it. I will not be performing.
No.
I will be supporting.
That being said,
always. Always. No one would want me to perform.
It's so fun.
I know. You are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
I hope that I can dance with Helen this year too.
I hope so too.
She was like last year. She was like, I didn't know we could do hard shoe, which is like the shoes that make noise. And she was like, I would have done it with you if I knew we could do that. But
you're like, gotcha for next year.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. And actually, it's funny too because I just started I rejoined my dance troupe. So I'll be like performing professionally or I don't know.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that too?
Yeah, don't be. Why are you quiet over there about that? You're like,
I don't know. It's weird.
Professionally.
It's just weird. But I quit Irish dancing like my freshman year just because like it was a lot of school, and also I got kind of burnt out because I had done it for so long. So I quit, and then COVID happened too, so that was a big thing. Like we couldn't hold regular dance classes, and we were supposed to go to Dublin actually for Worlds, and then that got canceled because of COVID.
Right.
So I was just like, I'm kind of done. It's okay. And then randomly at the beginning of this year or the school year, my coach texted me. She was like, "Do you want to come back?" And I'm like, "Why not? It's my senior year. I'm going, up north for college, and I'm probably not gonna, get an opportunity to do it again." So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just do it for fun." And then I actually am really happy to be back and Helen is doing it too, and a lot of girls that like I grew up with doing it are still there, and it's really nice. But
Good.
I'm so excited to do it at Festival of Nations because it's just, I don't know, it's so fun.
I love the outfit too.
Yep,
Stop.
it's pink. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Anything else that we want to talk about or add?
I just was wondering what are like most memorable or like favorite foods we've tried at Festival of Nations, because that is like one of my favorite parts of it. I mean, obviously, getting a little bit of a snack and then watching. All of the
You're like, I
amazing
enjoy the
performers,
performances,
but I
but like,
love the
let's talk
snacks.
about the snacks.
Exactly. I needed to bring that up.
You know, it might be a strange Festival of Nations choice, but I just want to say that I think it's hilarious that we have Dolce Mare gelato at the Festival of Nations, or at least we did last year. I think that is such a perfect addition to the end of the line. A little bit of dessert with all of the with all the other food going on. It's a good choice.
Yeah. I forgot who made it, but Swedish meatballs were there one year. I love Swedish meatballs so much, and I don't normally like meatballs. It kind of like grosses me out, the idea of it. But it's something about, I wish I remembered who made them. They were so fantastic. And then, this might be a little biased because I made it, but I make a really good Irish bread pudding. It has like a whiskey glaze, and like it's so fantastic. So I'll definitely be making that again this year. But yeah.
I'd say my favorite food that I've tried was probably Mia's grandma's homemade pierogies, which they're so good. And I have always loved pierogies because my dad loves them so much. So he's always asked me get the recipe and stuff. And then I finally got to try them at the festival, and they were amazing. So I will be trying to get that recipe
I do
sometime
like a
in the near
pierogi,
future.
too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had those. Are they going to be at this
Really?
Festival of Nations?
We're all like,
I wonder. I should ask Mia to
pierogies.
make them.
I'm excited now.
Be like, hey, you gonna make them?
I like those rainbow cookies from like Long Island, New York, and down here you can't. And someone, I don't know either, like made them homemade. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the layered.
They have like a
So-
raspberry thing too.
Yes.
Like, yup.
Oh,
They're so
I know it sounds little, but you cannot get them here. And I'm like, who made this? So that was my favorite. And I'm more savory usually because I'm like a pierogi person, or like a wonton, or like a noodle. Those rainbow cookies.
Just, I'm glad that we have a school where we can talk about having these
I
kinds of
know.
traditions every
I
single
miss
year.
Talk-a-Latte a lot, Tay.
I know.
Yeah, I'm glad we could pull together an episode for the Halloween season.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good time for it. We have a lot to talk
I
about.
know.
Had a lot to talk about.
Spirits are high. I'm excited.
No, this was nice. It was a nice way to get back into it.
It
I missed everyone. This was really nice.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, the cold brew was fantastic.
I'm glad you
most of the way
enjoyed
through
it.
I
It
knew
was
you would
it was a
like
good
it.
choice. Yeah.
I finished my drink so fast. Like I literally I looked over and yours was like to here, and then yours was like only half.
I did feel kind of rushed. I will note. Yeah, thank you so much
We had a
for
tagline,
tuning in.
and I can't remember it.
We talked a
Oh.
latte. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to what we had to say. So hopefully we'll have the chance to talk a latte about our Christmas activities we talked about before coming up in December. So have a fantastic rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.